Hello, I'm David Naert, and welcome to the latest edition of the Eurovision Sport Radio Podcast. Every weekday morning, well over 1 million listeners to Radio France's stations France Bleu and France Inter get an opportunity to learn about the spirit of sport, or Esprit Sport. The host of the 5/7 segment on France Inter is Mathilde Munoz, with Laetitia Bernard dealing with sports. In this episode, I want to take you to Paris to meet Laetitia. We join her in the early hours of a cold, dark winter morning as she's heading into work to prepare the first of her 2 broadcasts.
It's 4:45, so completely the night outside, nobody in the street, and I take a taxi to go to the Maison de la Radio, Radio France. It's not so far away, so 5 minutes around. I book a taxi every day, and I could do this way walking, but it would be a bit dangerous, and I don't want. And then not dangerous, but it would be too. I would be too tired after. And there's big streets to cross, so no, I don't do that. So 5 minutes with taxi, and then I arrive at Radio France. Welcome to France Info, that's the first floor on the Maison de la Radio. We are just before the live studio, and we are going to my office. We have to walk a little bit. So welcome. That's Sport office.
My name is Vincent Rodriguez. I'm the head of sport of Radio France. Laetitia is an athlete because she was doing horse riding in the same club as my daughter. And I knew this girl, and it was amazing the way she was riding horse and jumping obstacles with a horse.
The fact is, my 2 parents are sport and physical teacher, so they like sport in my family, and they also consider that sport is very important for personal development. So when I was a child, my mother and my father said, okay, you will make sport, of course, even if you are blind, that's not a trouble, we will find some adaptation. And for instance, my father teach me how to ski, swimming, of course, running, etc. So I had a sport education, and also my parents like sport competitions. And for instance, with my father, we watched together rugby matches when I was a child, and with my mother, that was athleticism and tennis. And I remember during Olympics game in Atlanta, we woke up on the night just to watch live competition, the sprint, etc. And I was listening to the comment, and my mother gave me also more information. So it's a familiar passion, I would say.
We met at that time, and she told me that she wanted to be a journalist. And I met her once again when I came back to Paris, and she had become a great journalist.
At the beginning, I was newsreader, but I also had a passion for sport, and now I am working for the sport team. During 5 years, I was sport newsreader, so I gave all the results. I've done that during the weekend, and since September, I've got a new broadcast called Esprit Sport, which translates sport spirit, and I have to tell stories about sport, but not only results, some topics with relationships with society or of sport spirit. And it's every morning from Monday to Friday at 5:45 for France Bleu and 6:15 for France Inter. So we are in my office, where everybody for sport journalists are working, but I'm alone because it's 5 o'clock, and the other colleagues will arrive about 8 o'clock. In about 40 minutes, I have my first live, and there's my computer. I just open the session, the Windows session, and my computer is talking to me to say everything is all right. And for the moment, I am drinking a coffee because that's the first thing I do when I arrive. Today, I just have to copy a text I wrote on yesterday evening, and I've got to copy it in the Braille computer. So I just need 5 minutes to copy that. And then I will go to the studio, to the live studio. Oui. You've got touch combination, and you've got one touch with the D that's to write the address, and then I write www.google.fr. And then you heard the click, and that means you can write what you are searching, what you are looking for. And that found what I'm looking. And you put T, that's when you. That's title, so it's to go paragraph with paragraph, because for me it's too long to read all the page. There's too many information, so I try to find directly the first results. So you put T and
Titre de niveau 3 liens portrait Jessica Moulière, la meilleure joueuse du monde. Lien graphique image. Titre de niveau 3 liens portrait Jessica Moulière, la meilleure joueuse du titre de niveau 3 liens
Wikipédia
titre de niveau 3 liens la verbe titre de niveau 3 liens Jessica Moulière autorité. Moi, titre de niveau 3 liens titre de niveau 3 liens Jessica Moulière le jour d'après.
I would like just to faire Wikipédia. Jessica Moulière le July 92. Ok. 92. 2002. Today, you know there's the Six Nations rugby competition, and I've decided to speak about two women's rugby player, but one has got a farm with a yard with his family. The other rugby women player is about education for young people who has got troubles. So I try to tell that sport with everything more sport spirit, but not just results.
I knew that she could do more than desk journalism, and I told her, how could you do reporting differently? And she told me, I need someone with me to work, to be my eyes, but I can do all the rest.
I propose to cover the Paralympic game. I know I am blind, and some people say, why? Because she's blind, she has to cover the Paralympics, but it was not an obligation, it was my choice and my proposition. And they say, okay, you will cover the Paralympics game, and it was a good experience. So I also done after Sochi, Rio, and Pyeongchang.
Laetitia is an athlete, so Paralympics is an obvious thing for her. But I consider her not as a different journalist. So this year I told her, okay, for the Paralympics, that's not a problem. I know you can do it. Let's do the Olympics. And she told me, wow, okay, what do you expect from me? I told her, to be who you are with your complementary point of view. I think our audience is now prepared to hear complementary point of view in journalism of sports?
I don't want to be the journalist who only speak about Paralympic. So I try to pay attention to have a various topic, and so to talk Paralympics, but not only. Paralympic sport has an important place, of course, but the other sport too. I would say, for instance, since September, so since the beginning of Esprit Sport, I would say one Paralympic topic each month, something like that.
Salut. Comment ça va? Coucou. Eh ben oui, pardon Axel, du coup je t'ai envoyé à Antoine. Enfin j'ai envoyé les... Voilà. Bon bah tout va bien.
It's 5:40. We are in the studio for my first live. But I'm alone in this studio because we are connected with another building, with another team for the radio France Bleu. France Bleu, it's local information, local actuality, but they have also national programs, and I've got a sport moment in these national programs. The program called Le Club des Leftos, so a program for people who wake up early, and so that's my first live for the moment, and I'm sitting alone. And I'm listening to the music, and then they will say me hello, how are you doing, and what are you talking about today, and that will be live.
Il y a le France chez les hommes, tournoi des destinations, et dimanche ce sera Pays de Galles France chez les femmes. On parle des rugby women ce matin avec vous Laetitia Bernard, avec des joueuses qui ont bien souvent un autre métier, une autre activité que le rugby.
Et on a choisi d'évoquer deux cadres de l'équipe de France qui voient la professionnalisation du rugby féminin évoluer. Alors d'abord Safi Ndiaye qui a 32 ans, et elle pendant des années elle a pris des congés sans solde pour faire les compétitions. Bon, aujourd'hui ses contrats lui donnent du temps, mais quand elle n'est pas joueuse de rugby, elle est éducatrice spécialisée en ITEP, c'est Institut thérapeutique, éducatif et pédagogique. Ce sont des établissements pour les jeunes qui ont des troubles du comportement. Et Safi Ndiaye justement, comme elle est très impliquée, elle utilise sa passion pour le rugby, pour la pratique du rugby comme support pédagogique pour le respect des règles, la cohésion sociale, etc.
Et vous nous parlez aussi ce matin de Jessie Trémoulière.
Oui, elle a une autre passion, c'est l'agriculture. Figurez-vous qu'à 27 ans, elle s'occupe avec son père et son frère d'une ferme familiale près de Brioude, à peu près 1 heure de Clermont-Ferrand, une ferme convertie au bio. Et son quotidien, c'est traire les vaches, rentrer les bêtes, pailler. Il paraît aussi que des fois, elle ramène des légumes à ses coéquipières chanceuses. Mais Jessie Trémoulière, elle a aussi été élue meilleure joueuse du monde. Il y a 2 ans, le lapsus révélateur.
Merci beaucoup Laetitia.
Et le match c'est donc dimanche, on le rappelle bien sûr.
Ouais, pour le match des femmes et demain le match des hommes qui sera à suivre d'ailleurs dès 17h, après-midi spécial sur France Bleu pour ce Pays de Galles France. Merci Laetitia, bon week-end. Et à lundi dans le Club des Leftos, 5h48, la météo.
Merci Laetitia.
Ça va, je me suis pas trop étalée?
Non, pas du tout, au contraire, c'était parfait.
C'est très bien.
Beau week-end. Bisous, ciao.
So the first live intervention is finished. And I like this atmosphere. France Bleu, it's really a lot of conviviality. We have to be spontaneous. And we have a good feeling together, even if I'm not with them in the studio. I like this time on the morning. I like this small moment with them. And I hope the listener feels this good atmosphere between us. This year I will cover Olympics Games. I will travel with all the team. We are a lot of journalists from Radio France. I've got somebody to help me. So I've got like an assistant. For instance, if we have to interview somebody outside, she will come with me to find the people and to know which bus or which train we have to take. I know, of course, I cannot comment course. I cannot say he is before or he has got difficulties or he plays good, etc. So I will have to find another way of giving information with result, with portrait, with etc. But it's really a great experience for me.
Okay, she doesn't see, but as a blind person, she developed all of the senses, touching, smells, hearings, and it's very important for us that Laetitia can express all that she had developed, all the senses she had developed through reporting.
One day I arrived on the radio, it was a Monday morning, and one day before I had a good round with my tandem bicycling, so we made about 100 kilometers or something like that, and I just thought, I said, Vincent, I heard about girls who make Tour de France one day before and to promote the cycling for women. And I just said, Vincent, don't you think I could do one day with them just to follow and to explain our project? And Vincent said, but why wouldn't you have a broadcast and discover on your way the Tour de France, the true Tour de France, and to describe how do you feel?
I told her, okay, you can do the Tour de France in tandem. She told me, Chief, you're crazy. Then I told her, I saw you when you were a teenager jumping with a horse. You can do Tour de France. Okay, let's go. We imagined the organization, and I've never doubted about a capacity of doing the job.
On y va?
C'est parti. Le vélo est là. C'est bon. Ok, 1, 2, 3.
Et voilà. Oh. Et ça descend ou quoi?
Ça descend, ouais.
On est au kilomètre combien?
Alors lui, il me dit distance à destination 160 km.
Ah, c'est beaucoup. Mais dans quoi on s'est embarqué?
I try to describe the physical sensation, so it's hard, you need legs, and also to breathe, or what does it smell? We also discuss with people on the road, and they say, oh, in this town the specialty, I don't know, is wine, etc. In France, you know, there's a lot of wine, so the idea was to describe, like a road trip with a lot of meetings.
Voilà, bon, on est essoufflé, mais on est avec Frédéric Solvel. Bonjour, c'est gentil d'être venu nous accueillir.
Ah bonjour, ben non, c'est pas gentil, c'est un plaisir pour moi d'accueillir des Françaises qui viennent découvrir le plat pays et qui ont le courage de s'attaquer à un monument comme le mur de Grammont. Ça se digère pas tout seul, ce genre de choses.
Et donc vous, en fait, vous êtes journaliste, c'est ça, vous êtes journaliste radio?
Voilà, je travaille en radio pour l'RTBF, le service public belge.
Eh ben, je crois que c'est le signal, on va y aller. Merci beaucoup d'être venu.
Il n'y a plus que de la descente, hein, c'est ça?
Jusqu'à la prochaine montée.
D'accord.
Bye bye.
I cannot imagine my life without making sport. It's very important for me. I like it. It gives me some strong, some energy, some positivity. I love sport, really. I love to make sport. I love making sport. And so now we will take the lift and for the 5th floor where there is France Inter Studio.
C'est l'Esprit Sport avec Laetitia Bernard. Bonjour Laetitia, bonjour. Le tournoi des 6 nations, c'est reparti pour un tour, le 3e en l'occurrence, puisque le 15 de France masculin joue demain au Pays de Galles et les femmes, elles, seront sur le terrain dimanche. Voilà pour la compétition. Dans les coulisses, on regardera du côté des filles, car contrairement aux hommes, elles ne sont pas professionnelles ou si peu, et il faut jongler donc entre la passion rugby et la profession qui fait vivre. C'est le cas pour Jessie Trémoulière et sa fille Ndiaye.
Disons qu'elles ont surtout aussi deux métiers atypiques, parce que ces deux cadres de l'équipe de France voient la professionnalisation du rugby féminin évoluer. Sa fille Ndiaye, 32 ans, a par exemple pendant des années pris des congés sans solde pour pouvoir participer aux compétitions. Aujourd'hui, ses contrats lui permettent d'avoir du temps, mais son métier, quand elle n'est pas joueuse de rugby, c'est éducatrice spécialisée en ITEP, en Institut thérapeutique, éducatif et pédagogique. Ce sont des établissements pour les jeunes qui ont des troubles du comportement. Très impliquée, elle utilise sa passion, la pratique du rugby, comme support éducatif, respect des règles, cohésion, sociabilité. Elle entraînait notamment une équipe en partenariat avec le MHR, le Montpellier Rugby et Héros Rugby, pardon. Et en 2018, elle s'était même lancée dans l'organisation d'un tournoi inter-ITEP qui accueillait 700 jeunes. Et la joueuse était alors heureuse de montrer que justement, pendant ces jours de compétition, il n'y avait pas de troubles du comportement.
I need a lot of concentration, and especially to read, because my computer is something very special. It's not possible to read with a fluency. You need to press a button to have the other line, etc. So for me, it's a lot of concentration, and so when I finish, I'm a little bit tired. And also, of course, I know that there's a lot of audience. France Inter, I would say it's more than 1 million people who are listening to me in live. Well, I try not to think too much about that, of course, but I know it's important, and I don't want to give something with or full. I try to do something correct, so it's very, very important for me to be present. That a lot of intensity when I'm in studio.
Merci Laetitia Bernard. C'était l'Esprit Sport. À vous maintenant, Emmanuel Notro. Et votre
You know, she's got a mentality of athlete, in a way of life, in a job, in a daily life. She's able to go over each time.
It's really difficult for blind people to find a job in France and also outside, of course, but it's so hard, and I was afraid not to find a job when I was younger, when I was student. And France Inter is a wonderful radio. It was a little bit kind of dream. It was my favorite radio when I was younger, and so I have a job, so that's something great, and I have a wonderful job in this radio, and I know that I'm very lucky.
All the journalists, all the people in Radio France know Laetitia, but she doesn't know her now as a blind person. She knows Laetitia. She's an example now for many blind persons, but also able persons.
I really say thank you to France Inter, to Radio France, and everybody who helped me for that, who gave me my chance, gave me the possibility to have also computer and everything I need, and everybody who say, okay, we will help you, please work with us, we work together, etc. So it's incredible how lucky I am.
My thanks to Laetitia Bernard and her boss Vincent Rodriguez from Radio France for their hospitality in Paris. As a sports broadcaster, this job can be incredibly challenging, especially when you're working at a big event like the Olympics. I wish Laetitia all the best as she prepares for Tokyo, and I take great joy in hearing of her love for this industry and for sports as a whole.